I have a piece of chain a whole lot shorter, which I think would be a whole lot easier to manage trying to get this length figured out. Before, there was 10 feet of chain and 6 foot of it was back there piled up on the floor, dragging. You didn't want to lift and wanting to kink up. And so, yeah, this should work out a whole lot easier. We're going to bring it up through here. Again, put it on the sprocket. A little 12-tooth sprocket. And then we're going to take it back through here on the large sprocket. Still going to be difficult to get up in there. I may have to take part of this. Might be easier to take the torque converter off than to sit here and try and feed it through here. I don't know. I'll let you know in a minute. This is, you know what, let's do it like this. Let's take this out of here. We'll bring it back here. We'll put it on, let's see if we can feed it down through here. I don't know if we can. It wants to hang up on that back little sprocket now as well. Let's feed it down through here. Get a hold of it here. Feed it down through there. That's the problem with chains, man, is they want to catch on everything. Oh, I had it too. And it fell back. Come on now. Okay. Now we can get around that sprocket a whole lot easier. Now we just got to get it back down in here. Which we'll have to turn that. Man, I'm going to tell you what, no matter how you do this, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. Because now I need to get... How is that going to fit? If that doesn't fit down through there, then it's not going to fit on that. Buddy, I'm gonna tell you what, you won't get frustrated. wait till you got to do this right here. This is frustrating. Some of y'all might know an easier way to do this, but unfortunately, at the moment, I don't. Okay. I'm going to have to pull this off because I don't know of an easier way to do it at the moment. So let me get my tools again. I guess by the time I do this again on another project, you guys will have told me an easier way to do this. But for right now, I'm not sure, so this is what we're doing. We're going to take this stuff off to get our chain in there. Okay. Now let's see what we can figure out. Now we can get in there and work on getting something done. Okay, I may have to space this. I may have to space this motor up because it seems to be hitting those fins on that torque converter right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get longer bolts and raise this motor up. Man. Okay guys, here's the deal. I took the torque converter off to get better access for sizing this chain up. And I get it on there, and you know, of course, if you try and pull that tight, it doesn't go into the sprocket. So it drops back and allows that little bit of slack in there. But the problem I have is this torque converter plate here is hitting the frame here, so it's not letting me come back far enough to tighten that up. So I think what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store, and I'm gonna have to get some spacers, and we're going to raise, because there's a radius, because the radius is right there, we're going to raise the motor up so that we are able to slide the motor back and get some better tension on that chain, which is fine. I have some bolts and nuts and washers and things to get for other things, and so not a big deal. Just a matter of time. I'm gonna go to the hardware store, grab some proper nuts and bolts and spacers and whatever else I might need. I might go ahead and get the metal to try and do something with about the mounting the seats down in this thing as well. But that's where we're at. Just a little inconvenience, not a huge deal. We'll get it worked out. So I'll be back. All right, guys. It's been a day. Went to the hardware store. Got all the washers, bolts, and nuts that I needed, and I went ahead and raised it up, probably by about 1/2 inch to 5/8, which allowed the torque converter plate to clear the frame, and the added height gave me the slack I needed to get that chain on there and sized. It's mounted and it's on there, and it's, man, you got almost no slack in that thing. Nice and tight. And the motor is permanently bolted down. Well, not permanently, but it is bolted down in place. So we're going to put the torque converter back on and move on. All right, what I'm doing now, guys, is going to install the cover. Okay, and the thing is with the way we've got it set up here with this sprocket and this chain coming down from behind here like this, we are going to have to cut out the bottom part of this case, this cover, to clear that sprocket and that chain. And we definitely want to put the cover on there, because if you go off-road or anywhere where it's wet, muddy, anything like that, you don't want mud and water getting on that belt and causing that thing to slip. So we definitely want to put that on there and cover that up. So I'm going to get underneath here, put it on there, mark where I think I need to cut out, and we'll cut it out and see how it fits. We're just going to get it on here, line our holes up with where the bolts would go through. Right there and there. I'm going to hold it there. Then I need to determine how deep I need to cut it, which would appear to be probably about 3/4 of an inch. So we'll take that off. I've got a mark here and a mark here, and we want about 3/4. So we'll cut that out and see how she fits. So, well, I'm just going to use, well, actually, I have a bandsaw because I'm a woodworker. So I think I might just use the bandsaw. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can use a cutoff wheel. Cutoff wheel will cut that. The only thing it is, it gets a little hot and it kind of makes the edge a little gnarly, and you got to kind of sand it and make it look a little pretty. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this on the bandsaw, and I'll be right back. So I got the cover cut out, notched out. And we'll flip it around the right way and slide it on there. And look at that. Look how good that looks, guys. That looks pretty good. I like it. And then we're going to put 2 bolts in the top. We can get them started. Come on now, cooperate. They're real close to the engine, so it's hard to get them started. You definitely want to be careful that you don't cross thread them. That heat shield right there is what's really causing the problem right here. Right there, that heat shield right there. This one here is not quite as bad. You got a little more room to work with up here. I think that started right. Let me get a wrench. See here. Yeah, this will keep any mud and water and anything like that splashing up onto your torque converter, causing that belt to slip. And when the belt slips, it creates heat, and heat will tear your torque converter up. And then you'll be buying another one. You don't want to be doing that. So, as cool as it looks, of course, you'll see when it's outside and the sunlight's out, you'll probably see that green showing through all these holes on this cover. That's the reason I painted it like that. And as cool as it looks without the cover, you definitely want to put the cover on here. Definitely want to put the cover on there. Yeah, that looks good, guys. Look at that. That looks really good. Looks pretty good. I'm very, very pleased with how it looks. It looks really nice. Sitting back looking at it though, I did realize one potential problem that I may have that I haven't asked anybody about, but I just noticed it while I was down here working on it. Look at the amount of clearance between that gas tank and that roll cage bar right there. It's probably 1.5 inches. I'll probably have to remove the gas tank and mount another one or that one somewhere up here on the cargo rack. So yeah, because the travel, I guarantee you this thing's got more travel than 1.5 inches. So